It's the role of the management to translate theory into practice and ensure that knowledge is applied in a way that fits organizational realities, production processes, and market demands. The role of the management is to translate theory into practice and ensure that knowledge is applied in a way that fits organizational realities, production processes, and market demands. Throughout the course, and especially during the company visits, I noticed that successful collaborations are built on clear objectives, mutual understanding, and continuous interaction, because on the other hand, collaborations tend to fail when expectations are unclear or when knowledge is not adapted to the company's real constraints. Company visit to Siemens Gamesa, a global leader in wind turbine technology, we gained valuable insights into how large-scale renewable manufacturing operates. What stood out most was their lean just-in-time production system, supported by strong KPIs and daily team briefings. The plant indeed works with precise takt times, which is 4 hours for offshore and 8 hours for onshore converters, and collaborates with a nearby warehouse that can respond within 2 hours, which allows them for flexibility, cost savings, and fast response to customer demand. And it also highlighted how the market pressure is currently, how land scarcity and Chinese competition are shaping future innovation in the wind energy industry. The visit of the Spanish Office of Patents and Trademarks, OEPM, provided a different but very essential perspective, where I learned how innovation must be protected in order to create long-term value. Understanding the trademarks and industrial property made me realize that knowledge transfer does not end with innovation itself. It also includes legal and strategic protection. So this visit emphasized the managerial responsibility of safeguarding intellectual assets while encouraging creativity and innovation within organizations. At the Valencia Digital Summit this year, I experienced innovation as part of an ecosystem, where startups, universities, corporations, and investors came together and interacted to transform ideas into market-ready solutions. During the visit and while listening to different panel discussions on site, I learned how managers must evaluate opportunities, manage uncertainty, and foster collaboration across very different stakeholders. This environment showed me how knowledge, entrepreneurial thinking, and market validation come together in fast-moving and highly competitive context. With the visit to Sesame in Valencia, I gained valuable insights into how an entrepreneurial idea can grow into a successful digital business. Sesame started as a local startup in Valencia and focused on simplifying and human resource management. What stood out was how quickly the company expanded and how structured its growth has been, especially with international expansion and upcoming focus areas like Italy and Germany. This visit helped me better understand how digital services can scale efficiently when they are supported by clear processes, data-driven decision-making, and a strong organizational culture. With the visit to Alhambra Guitars, I really understood the importance of tactic knowledge and craftsmanship in production. Since Alhambra specialized in high-quality handcrafted guitars, which are made by hand using carefully selected wood sourced from different places like Canada, Africa, and India, and are mainly mahogany and cedar wood. Each guitar is labeled and stored in a special warehouse to ensure full traceability throughout the production process. However, I was fascinated by the varnishing process, which takes around 15 days depending on the wood, which directly affects and forms the sound quality and power of the guitar. And also what stood out most was how knowledge is built through experience rather than only written procedures in this company. So meeting a specialist with over 52 years of experience in guitar assembly clearly showed how valuable experiential knowledge is, and that it cannot be fully captured in manuals but must be transferred to practice. Finally, the visit to Porcelanosa in Castellón offered a completely different but equally valuable perspective, where I was particularly impressed by the high degree of automation combined with human involvement in quality control and specialized manual tasks. Their production system reflects strong organizational learnings, especially when looking at their efforts for sustainability, with 2 purification centers per plant and sustainable energy reused from the heating process throughout the production cycle. Also, in terms of high-quality standards, their process allows that if a defect is detected, tiles are destroyed and reintroduced into production to ensure first-quality output. High automated processes allow Porcelanosa to operate efficiently with a relatively small workforce. Another innovative aspect was the transportation of products to the logistics center through underground systems, which maximize the space efficiently. And also it was interesting to see that approximately 70% of Porcelanosa's production is exported outside Spain, which highlights the importance of scalable, knowledge-driven operation. One important realization from these visits is that quality does not have a single definition. Each organization defines quality based on its strategy and value creation logic. At Siemens Gamesa, quality means reliability and long-term performance. At the Spanish Office of Patents and Trademark, it is accuracy and legal protection. At Valencia Digital Summit, quality was reflected in the strength of ideas, networks, and innovation potential. And at Sesame, quality is linked to user experience, scalability, usability, and speed. At Barcelonosa, it comes from a high degree of automation, process control, and sustainability, while at Alhambra Guitars, quality is rooted in craftsmanship, tradition, and human expertise. What really stood out to me throughout this course was how much my understanding of how businesses work across several sectors has expanded, especially when it comes to production organizations. Seeing real companies, especially from the Valencia region, helped me move beyond theory and understand real management problems, opportunities, and solutions in the Spanish and European market.